congestion pricing goes in or it doesn't. We're both sides of this debate are dealing with where are the levers that we can actually get the MTA and the transit system to be responsive and better serving of the city population. And I wonder, taking aside what the solutions on the ground are for raising the revenue, how do we get that revenue, wherever it comes from, to actually be leveraged into successful reform of the current transit system?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, and just as I said, based on my experience with all the revenue streams that we have generated over the years, the money has not gone to that repair. And then secondly, you have to have the type of leadership recognizes what the need is, right? How do we go this far and the subway system get in the state of disrepair that it is in now because of lack of investment, you know, and what they did a few years back, they're ordering subway cars and buses, and the fact of the matter is because the signal system and the system is so antiquated, they couldn't put one more subway car on that line because the system does not have the capacity to maintain it. Equally, and this is for my state legislators there, and kind of watching the money. Right now, as I mentioned, there are about 5 major projects in Queens and 3 in my district alone. 2 bus depots, 1 total reconstruction of a bus depot, which 20 years ago, a study showed that it was responsible for about 70% of all the ridership in Southeast Queens, but it was operating at about 75% capacity necessary to carry that 70%. And that was 20 years ago. So imagine what it's like now. And I will tell you that new depot has been in the budget at least 4 times, the capital plan. It's in there again, and I think that because the MTA is beginning to purchase property and do other things, that it's going to happen. And so I say that to say, you got to follow the money. You have to have these watchdogs, and folks like the people that are in this room here have to continue to do their due diligence. One thing I will say, the advocates have to represent the city. And I will say this, that those, some of the organizations that are charged with overseeing the MTA from the public side don't often reflect all communities throughout the city of New York. Often folks are talking, you know, I had a conversation with an advocate the other day telling me that the reason why the MTA postponed the rollout on the Freedom ticket because there was a parking issue. And I said, with all due respect, when you come out and check on that? And they hadn't been out there. But the fact of the matter is, number one, each one of the railroads has a municipal parking lot attached to it. But more importantly, each one has a bus stop in front of it. So if the objective is to get people out of their cars, then that's what we should be doing, right? But it has to be all inclusive. Like, there are communities, like my community. I remember when I'm sorry, I'm a little wrong. In 2013, when we ran for office, we had 6 debates. There was not a single question on transportation. And that's why we have the kind of, well, the lack of options that we enjoy, because there's no advocacy. We have become culturally conditioned to traveling an hour and a half and 2 hours to the city. That has to stop. So, yeah, working together, we can certainly do that. One of the things, as Frank said, and you will not believe it, one of my first job ever in the city, this is my 34th year working for the city, like actually, was a traffic enforcement agent. My first assignment was Flatbush and Atlanta, directing traffic, right? And back then, it was real traffic enforcement, right? 4 to 7, 7 to 10, you better not get caught on the street, right? And car will get moved, ticketed, or towed, and it doesn't happen. Anybody familiar with the Washington, D.C. area? And their bus lanes there? My daughter goes to school there and I'm visiting and out by.
I remember helicopters.
And for some, and I'm so, I go from the outskirts, which is equivalent to, almost equivalent from one end of Atlantic Avenue to the other. They have a bus lane, and I swear that I traveled the whole route in about 14 minutes, and there wasn't a single car in the bus lane. My daughter's like laughing, I'm in the aisle, and every time, and the Starbucks is on the same street, and the bagel shop, and if that was New York, every
Yeah.
like, cars would just be stopped. Like, how do they do that? And we can't do it. What resources do they have that we don't have? One thing I will say, again, to the state, the cameras have to be legislated through the state. They won't allow us to do it, and we need more cameras in the bus lane. But upon everything else, you need enforcement.
Right.